So clarity is important for you, from your point of view.
Absolutely. Because as a coach or mentor, I'm not interested in just handling people another tool. You go play with that hammer and build your house. My objective as a coach or mentor, and also learning as such, is all about getting to know myself better in order to apply myself in this world towards something better, not just me, but the whole a greater good, let's say. Not because I think it's cool to be altruistic and then everybody says she's a cool girl, she this and this and this and this, right? But because as a human it feels better to do something. If you just go and buy your stuff for yourself, that's one thing. If you have a party with everybody, it's a totally different story, right? So coming back to learning, it's not, if in our mind learning, the concept of learning is just about acquiring knowledge in order to do something better, it's quite annoying. It's almost like a factory, right? We install this new chip here and then the things go faster, better, sharper.
And the robots will do it.
Well, yes. However, the concept of learning has been applied in our society as if we were machines. Stick in information, bring out information like a machine. There's so much missing. When I had children in Germany, they grew up first in Germany, then we moved here. I remember they went to school and I thought, wow, this system is going to manage to kill all their joy and their curiosity within 1 year.
So if you are creative, you get punished.
So my experience was making kids to sit down for 6 hours in a row, 5 minutes break, giving them information for them to repeat it, everything by heart, kills the natural instinct of kids of being curious and of finding out for themselves. And also what you were saying before,
the movement also improves the learning.
It's like exactly. It goes
that's why
together.
I'm trying to put my posture like that, because also it's important, the posture, no, and to have my space, my.
Well, as a kid, kids function pretty perfectly when they are little, and then we start cutting off their edges. All of a sudden, they have to sit for 6 hours in a row, and they're supposed to whoop what somebody else says.
Do you know what is my belief on the subject?
No.
My belief is, because I went to the college, then they kick me out of the college. I have to do it again, and then, but I would like to study like my father, at least at the university. So then I have to, for recovering, I have to study a lot at home. I have learning issues. It was very difficult for me to memorize all this information. And when I went to the university, the first degree, quite normal, like sharing books and working in groups, and the notes were from the interaction as well. But then I went to another university with this degree, the psychologist one, and it was sit down, study, memorize a lot of data, and then in the exam throw it out, but by text, and the machine will do you are right, you are wrong, you zero, you three, and the system wasn't good for me. And you get the degree of being abused 5 years, doing all the signatures, 13 or 14, each signature one book of 400 pages. If I abuse you and you can hold it, then I say, okay, now you can, with this degree, you can work here in the government or around the relationships they have. With this title, you show me the papers, because I don't get you from what you are.
I'm losing.
I put you in this administration for
Okay.
work because you have the degree, not because you are Manuela, you are a good person, you are intelligent. You like no. I put
You
you
have
because
studied
you
that
have
stuff.
the degree, and because you let me abuse you for the degree and for the work. And now I know that maybe you will hold the work because you need the money. You will come on time because that's what you demo to me. Like,
You did it for so many years, go
yeah,
to
so
university and eat all that stuff.
I can predict that you will come to work at the time and go home, and you don't make a mess in my company. So, uh, so I think I didn't finish the second career because I say, no, I don't like this system. It's a maltrato. This is a maltrato, and
Abusive.
this is abusive, and you are not going to abuse me more. So I had enough.
What was the second studies?
I first made all the institute selectivity. That was very hard for me, like 4 or 5 years. Then the first career, social working. I discovered the NLP, therapeutic systemics, systemic intervention. These were the best psychotherapists on the world at this moment. Virginia Satir, John Whitaker, psychologists, psychiatrists, Milton Erickson.
And the second one?
And the second one was psychology, because I want to be a psychologist. So I didn't have the enough degree, so I have to make this career to get into the other. You understand?
Absolutely.
I have to be a social worker to go inside there without the note, the cut of the note. But in this university, it was tough, but I did it because it was more interactive, like my brain, you know. But in the psychology one, UNED, University National from Distance, it was like a robots. So robots abusive. So I say, I stayed there for 10 years and I didn't finish. But I say, enough is enough. I'm not going to finish with these conditions. So, because also I don't want to work for the government. The thing is,
okay, that thing has destroyed your idea of learning in
by memorizing and learning for a title. I'm not doing the career for a title. I'm doing the career to be a good therapist, psychotherapist. But I had already the social working and the postgrado of degree of systemic familiar therapist. So I knew how to do the psychotherapy work already when I went to psychology. This was like science, a lot of data. But what I did, I was a pioneer because I was the first social worker in Mallorca, or the second, who works for his own company. So at the end, I came to know that I was an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur.
Not working for the government. It wasn't for me, for my brain, but yes, to be an entrepreneur. So that's why I make my own institute and my own books in this field.
So coming back to learning, you had a bad experience, like most of us, because most of us have experienced that kind of school systems. Today there's different school systems like Waldorf schools or Montessori schools. They use different approaches. But for me, learning is, let's say, I think it's very important to have a positive mindset towards learning. Not just teach yourself how to learn better, more efficient, more effective, but the mindset around learning, like learning is life. I think
to do something you like, not to do
everybody
something
is different, right?
Sorry?
Everybody is different, and everybody has a different path in life.
Study for something, no study for this. No, study for whatever you want. What do you want to do from Bon Beruf?
Okay, I tell you something. Listen.
I finish.
For some people, they don't know what they want. Okay. A child doesn't know what a child wants. Children have to check it out, feel it, experience it, and then they can say, I like it, I don't like it, I love horses, I think they're stupid, whatever. You got to check it out. If you don't know ahead of time as a kid, you try things out. To some things you're more attracted, to other things you're less attracted. Try something else, eating. You try something.
I want to be a doctor, no? I could be a child and I would like to be a doctor. So to be a good doctor, to heal people, I need to learn about the body, about biology.
See, my son, for instance, let's take him as an
but
example.
it don't have to be a must. You must work for pharmaceutics and give pills to the people. No, I want to heal people in my way, in the best way I could, because I love it. But I don't want to be a doctor and work in a hospital, because these people in the hospitals give pills to everybody. So this is not the medicine and the health and the diet, nutrition. This is not. This is a building where they put where they have a business with the pharmaceutics, and they work for the pharmaceutics. I want to be a doctor. I know it. I knew it when I was 3, 4, 5 years, 7, 10, 20. But I want to be a healer, be a doctor, be a psychiatrist, helping people in body, mind, but by my own way. So I need to learn a lot of things, but not for the pharmaceutics. To heal people, to help people, to help people with what they eat, which is important for health.
We have the concept of profession. Profession is something you have learned and studied, but you learn things every day, not only in the concept of learning, study, but just by going out, talking to people, you're learning all the time, don't you?
The people don't know that.
Well, the people may not be aware.
Can you tell them and also tell them to subscribe to the channel?
Subscribe to the
at
channel.
the same time? So what kind of state we need to learn?
You
because
mean, okay, first of all, if we have this attitude towards learning, oh, learning, boring, it's useless, it's all about the others, I want something else or whatever. Some people might have this attitude after going through a certain system.
So the beliefs you have influence in the learning process.
Right. So first of all, I love, as a mentor, I love to challenge the current mindset.
What is a mindset for you? Because this is an English word. American people know what's a mindset. In Spanish, in Spain,
en español,
mentalidad. But I think not many people know what is
mentalidad.
To have a mentality, a mindset.
Es más bien no solo lo que tú crees y lo que tú piensas y tus prioridades.
Sorry, I don't understand you now.
Okay, sorry, I need to speak in English, but
kind of explain it in Spanish. This is for United States of America and London, and for all the world in English, because English is the universal language.
Okay, mindset.
Everybody
what is a mindset?
It.
Mindset is not what you think. It's not the content of what's going on in your mind. It's more a frame of mind. You can change your mindset from a higher perspective than just knowing what you're thinking, knowing what you're feeling. There's something else. It's like a higher
attitude, no,
level of being aware of things.
You pessimist. No.
For instance, could be that is one type of mindset, for instance, right? But you realizing
determination,
for instance, could be a mindset.
So the emotional states influence in the mindset, and the emotions influence in the mindset, and the thinking influence in the mindset. It's a hologram of everything.
Of course, you can't wrap things apart. Like we said the other day, you can't take the head away from the rest.
No.
Feeling is processed
Don't
here.
Try it.
The body is processed here. But feeling, you feel it in the body. You don't feel it in the brain. You think in the brain. Remember our conversation about you can't transport your feelings. Just rationalizing feelings doesn't lead anywhere, because feelings have this great thing of energy in motion, and you feel it in the body. And the moment you transport everything to rationalize it
Too
and
much
analyze it,
megabytes
you
for the mind.
not only too many megabytes, but also you cut that energetic flow. Imagine a good like a rage.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of your rage, and if you're reacting,
Be spontaneous, no? It's not possible.
it's not possible to be spontaneous.
Because you
but I can
rationalize.
playfully make you be spontaneous,
Yeah, by the emotion,
but not by thinking.
by the body,
Exactly, not
by
by thinking.
the tone of the voice, like hello.
Pain is
true.
the biggest learning driver.
Everything is true, but also this.
When you hurt yourself, that's a big learning experience. I'm gonna.
Did I confuse you? Beep. Now you are confused. Double the feeling, and now think something.
Continue. I'm still with you.
No, because you are in a good state. I don't want to change anything on you.
Okay.
By touching you from the distance. Now, so learning mindset. So mindset is like you can call it in the mindset. Also, you are intelligent. This is the mindset, because they say when you grow old, you have pain. Yeah.
No, intelligence.
But you are more
is not
intelligent
mindset.
than when you have 20, because when you have 20, you are have more energy but less intelligent. When you are older, you have less energy or less, let's see, whatever you less have, testosterone, but you are more intelligent.
No, maybe you're more wise.
You are more wise. You have less endurance, maybe, for physical activity, but more intelligently you can, or more wisely.
I think it's more wise than intelligence.
Yeah, because you see the teenagers, no, the people from 15 to 20, they spend, they lose too much energy for stupid things, you know. They do things that they put beautiful and
time and energy,
potent energy to things that are not useful for nothing at all, no. So maybe we need to teach the childs and the teenagers to invest the energy in something more
I
wise.
think the best, as a parent, the best education is by role modeling. Instead of thinking about it, telling them what to do, just do it yourself. This is the way the world works, right? You stick kids in a different environment and they flourish. Not because in the other environment they are taught in a different way. No, because in the other environment they are influenced naturally in another way. Naturally. Don't have to put everything through the thinking machine.
The environment helps them to change some behaviors to improve them.
You know that better than I do. You take a stem cell into a certain environment, and an ear grows. You take a stem cell in another environment, and a nose grows.
So the best way to change someone is to help him change the environment. I tell you my experience, okay? I've been working with people who want to quit drugs for a long time. I start with 20 years. I start with 15 years I consume the drugs, so I was a mentor with 20 years, and also study at the university and all these things, psychology, but still now helping people with these issues, problems. And what I did to someone 2 years ago, I was working with him 2 years. He was poly addict, cocaine, alcohol, cigarettes, gambling, and also all the time with the mobile. So he was poly addict to all the drugs. Hashish to come down, cocaine to go up. I worked for 2 years, okay, with this person. He's famous. He's a famous professional. He's very intelligent, and now he stops. Okay, um, he stops for a little time now, so he's happy and I'm happy. But the first thing I did was, don't you think this person, you take drugs with this person, tomorrow with this person, tomorrow with this person, tomorrow with this person, and after tomorrow with this person? Don't you think these people is not good for you to quit these things? He say, okay, don't go anymore with this person. Don't go anymore. Don't go to the bars. Don't go to that. Go with these persons and change the environment. It was the first thing we made.
Uh-huh.
I finished. The second thing I show him by the example, by modeling. He modeled me what I did a lot. And the third thing is what I make, now he's making. I went to be alone in the countryside. I start working with the piedras, with the stone rocks, and making buildings and making gardens. And now he's in another country doing things with the hands, helping other people with bricolage and all these things. He's doing what I did, and he changed the environment, and he's not taking drugs anymore. What do you think?
I had a stepson who had the same situation,
It
a similar
works.
situation, and he's dead now due to he died in his mid 30s, and he did the same thing. He went away to India, and in India everything was fine. But as soon as he came back into the same old habits. Now
The same environment.
yes, we were talking about mindset. I also had a friend who used to drink all his life, a lot. And I did coke, and he smokes pot and stuff. Let me just finish. And I told him, I have a problem with alcohol. Not with you, but with alcohol. And I explained why. The reason why I have a problem with alcohol, like any other drug, is I'm taking this thing in order to make me feel, for instance, better or feel less, feel different. I'm taking a substance in order to manipulate something in my system. Instead of working on the core, what's that feeling anyway about? I'm trying to put it away and get something else. And that's the origin of all addiction, in my sense. I told this guy.
So you walk the cows.
And this guy stopped drinking. Many people had tried to tell him to stop drinking. I didn't even intend. It wasn't my intent to influence this guy. I just told my truth. So the difference is talking mindset. If you have the clarity that you are doing this in order to feel better, in order to feel better, you're trying to get something.
Feel pleasure or don't feel pain.
Exactly. Yes. And when you have this clear,
es como tapar algo, ¿no?
Yes.
Que no me duela
And when you have
tanto
this
o que
clear,
me dé más placer.
You change the whole framework and realize that's a bit stupid. You're constantly kind of trying to fix holes.
Yes.
You're never going to flourish like that.
Remediativo y no generativo, not generative.
There's a very great, I love a guy called Andrew Huberman. He's a scientist from Berkeley. You know him?
I know him.
Anyway, he did many great podcasts, and one about dopamine. Dopamine, about the dopamine baseline. If you take something, in order to get the same level of pleasure or less pain, you need to add a little more. And slowly, your dopamine baseline goes up.
Tolerance,
Meaning, yes, if you don't take anything, it's way worse than before. And this is how addiction works.
That's why people die, because they increase the amount of drug, then they stop, and then they take the same amount, but the body it was changed in the process of disintoxication. Now they take the same quantity and they die, like a heart attack, because the
Exactly.
cocaine, for example, is not good for the, because it constrains the heart and don't let
Right.
it, but at the same time excites you. So when you are used to take 1 gram a night or 5, then you stay 1 month without taking anything, then you take 1 gram,
Bam.
the heart
Mhm.
stops, or the brain, or
Yeah.
and this is the tolerance.
Let's wrap it up back to mindset. We started from learning.
1 minute. A ver, vamos a ver si hay batería suficiente. Casi se acaba la batería y se jode el vídeo. Vale, tenemos 28 minutos.